Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Billy Spitfire.
What?
Billy Spitfire Unlimited.
What?
Yeah.
By chance,
Yeah.
we came in and Billy
pinching
was
him.
here, and he's like, hey, I'll do the podcast. I'm like, damn straight you will. All right, Rob, you're up.
Rob Chafe.
You're up, Chafe. Mad okay.
Wow.
Now, we love
Billy's
having
here,
Rob
and it's
here.
like, wow.
We love having Rob here.
Hey, Rob, could you go get us some drinks or something?
Sure. Anything else you need?
Yeah, some burgers.
Okay, I'll be back in
My
an
hand
hour.
needs biasing while we're doing the show, if you don't mind.
Wow.
Who are you, Todd?
Hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We are thrilled to death that you're listening to our show. We got a full table. I love a full table.
Yes.
Especially with people I like. And Rob. So,
Just keeps on going.
Wow, I thought I was going to be the brunt of that joke.
Wow.
I got both barrels unloaded already.
Yeah. Rude.
No, legitimately, everybody, Rob is a gem, and we value him greatly.
He's a diamond in the
rough.
rough.
And we actually do like him.
See, if you were just nice in the first place, you wouldn't have to give these disclaimers afterwards.
That's just, it's not
not you. I know. It's not you.
Anyways,
Do we have a
we
guest
do.
today?
We do. We've got a guest. I'm very excited to introduce. Well, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Guest, who are you?
Hi, I am Rolf Ruiz. I am pretty much Spicy Pedals, and I am streaming from Dallas, Texas.
All right, Rolf Ruiz of Spicy Pedals. Now, I know many of you are quickly opening your Instagram and you're going to go check out Spicy Pedals. What the what? Right? This is another one of those things where I'm scrolling around, and I see something, and I'm like, what's this? And follow the little rabbit down the hole, and now Rolf is here. So I'm stoked that you're here.
I'm super happy to be here. I'm super grateful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Now, if you haven't managed to find Rolf's Instagram here, where can people go to see what you're doing, Rolf?
They can find me in X, previously Twitter, as the Spicy Pedals, in Instagram, and I also on Facebook, and on Reddit as well, because that's pretty much the place where I started to learn everything. And they can find us on spicypedals.com.
Perfect. We are going to dive into the world of Spicy Pedals in just a little bit. And as you know, as you've listened, if you're listening for the first time, oh boy, this is going to be totally new. How about that? That's what I can promise. This is going to be a brand new experience for you.
Yes.
Something else we can promise. Tony, tell Rob what we do on the show.
Well, Rob, so you can know for future reference,
Yes, Tony.
on this podcast, we like to discuss gear. When I say gear, I mean boutique gear mostly. And that's things like guitars, amps, pedals, accessories, all the good stuff.
Yes. Rob, do you have any questions on what we're going to be doing tonight?
No, I think I pretty much got it. Thanks for the description, though.
Oh, but Todd-
I wasn't sure what I was in for.
Yes,
Todd,
yes.
we also do 101s.
We do.
Where we learn very lots of information.
Very
Very
Thanks,
lots of
Jared.
information.
This is not a grammar podcast, obviously.
Hey, by the way, Jared, he's out there in the world tonight. We miss him as always. But anytime he's around, he'll come dipping in. But he's not around tonight. Rob, so we just did those two amazing Marshall. We're still getting comments on the Marshall 101, which thrills me to no end. But last week we decided we're going to do a third one. What is that third one, Rob?
Yeah, we're gonna check out companies that have the Marshall theme, Marshall circuit, and
The inspiration.
yeah.
What's up
to-
with
to-
the Marshall clones, right?
Yeah,
so to
clones
speak.
and
yeah.
yeah. And more so like the next
the next gen.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Where
V2.
they
We're
went
doing
from
great.
the
You're
Marshall.
doing great.
All right.
What would some of those other brands be?
Ignator, Friedman,
Yep.
Bogner.
Yep.
It's a handful. Lee Jackson probably got to be thrown in there.
Metropolis?
Yep.
All kinds of things like that. We're going to get into like, yes, those are out there. And just like anything, there's people who say, hey, I'm going to do my version of that.
Yeah.
But they've turned theirs into a full-blown business.
Yeah.
Like it's a sub industry.
Yeah, and those are obviously the big guys. Like, there's a bunch of people out there
Yeah,
doing onesies here
Yeah.
and there, but they're doing numbers. You know? So-
Big numbers. We
Yeah.
do big numbers
Big number.
here at the Marshall Clone Factory.
Hey,
Anyway.
we should do Marshall. Let's see if it's taken.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, hey Rolf, just out of curiosity, what kind of amp do you play?
I have an orange. It's a TH30.
Aha.
Great amp.
We thought about doing a 101 on Orange. We still might.
Or, yeah.
I think we could fill up an entire episode explaining what the little
Symbols?
drawings mean.
I think if you have to have those little drawings explained to you, then you have a head injury. I mean, because they're self-explanatory.
Right. Billy's like, wait a minute.
Oh, I
Those
just
little
thought that was
squiggly
like little
lines.
Indian language, like like somebody trying to capture a Native American.
The graphic of like a speaker with a lot of lines coming out of it. That's
right?
Yeah.
right.
Volume.
They
What
does
had
that
those
mean?
back in the days of
Yeah.
Moses too. You know, It's
They
like-
have the hieroglyphs. So you know the one guy that he's got his
Right.
foot in front of
The
it.
Egyptians, yeah.
yeah, and then both of his hands are covering his ears.
Right.
Yeah, that's the volume one.
I thought that was the one that was listening to you play, Todd.
Anyhow,
hey, while we're talking about TH30.
Yes.
Hey, Rolf, check out my YouTube channel, and I've got a couple of videos on there from a modded TH30 I did. It's pretty cool. I add a let me think about this. I add 3-band EQ to the dirty channel and a mid-range to the clean channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
It makes it, because I like the dirty channel, but there's just that one sweet spot where it's the balance between everything on the whatever it's called, tone.
that's my middle name.
And what symbols
Yeah.
did you
Contour.
use
Sweet
for your
spot.
modifications?
I left
Right.
them unmarked,
Ooh.
so you had to figure it out on your own. I mean,
Oh
it's
my
pretty
God.
self-explanatory.
He drew a bunch
it
of
goes
little
in
pictures.
order. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, me drawing. But anyways, yeah, check it out. It's neat.
Very cool. Can you imagine if you did open up the schematic and it was all like little pictures? You're like, what? Oh dear.
I think if you get
Speaking of
an
head
orange, an orange modded by Rob, he actually has to come out and show you how the knobs work.
That is true.
injuries. Yeah. no,
Why is that?
not gonna happen.
Because he will not put the special symbols on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could start doing that now. I'll start doing that. And
Okay.
actually, I'm
You
going to
should.
have you make up what the special symbols are, though.
Oh,
I like that. Hey, speaking of that, I'm just going to pull off the side a little
Yeah.
bit here. Tony,
Yeah.
you do pick guards. You do custom pick guards.
I'm told
Amazing
that, yes.
custom pick guards. You've done basically all of ours and so many more people's.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Do you, out of curiosity, get asked to do like plexi covers or, like on
Control panels.
Three
Oh, like-
Monkeys amps, like the
Yeah.
kind of fancy ones like that?
I haven't done a lot of them, but I have done some, and they're the process is a little tricky because typically if I'm doing something like that, I'll have vinyl lettering cut and put that on the back side of clear plexi and then shoot lacquer over the back of that. If in a larger scale operation, you would screen print on the back of clear
Yeah.
and shoot lacquer over the back of that. So for onesie twosie kinds of things. So as long as the lettering doesn't get too small, I can do that. And I've done
Cool.
it before.
All
I've done
right.
some nameplates for people.
That's cool. I like that. So if you have an amp that you can do that with, like say you want to put something cool on your Hughes and Kettner instead of the, clear thing, you could do that. You could put a 5-ply black on it or something.
For context, there's 3 guys just staring at Todd right now.
What? Why is that? Okay. This happens. It happens occasionally.
So,
The clear ones. The Hughes and Kettner's all cut out.
Yeah,
and
well,
the
those
tubes.
those actually they were
Todd's using hand signals to
were-
describe this right now. They
they
look
were
a lot like
etched.
the things on
Yeah,
Orange.
you just take it out and put something new on it.
yeah, but they were etched, so and then the glow from the tubes would
Yeah. I get
light
that.
them up.
LEDs.
Put something
yeah.
solid over it instead.
Hughes and Kettner, they're LEDs. I work on them.
There are no LEDs in Hughes and Kettner.
Bet me.
Oh wow, you're
Bet me.
you're betting that up against the guy who repairs them? I wouldn't even do that.
Please, let's make it something good.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, he yields. The gentleman to my left yields. All right. we're going to get rolling here with this. Rolf, you hang on tight, okay, pal?
All right.
We're going to just cover a quick announcement, which is we're going to be giving away
A brand new car.
Oh, thanks, Price is Right, but no. What we are going to be giving away is one of our recent guests, Rolf Gottschalk.
Oh, Ralph.
Ralph
Not
Gottschalk.
Rolf.
Not Rolf. This is Ralph.
This is Rolf.
This is Rolf.
Not Ralph.
That's right. It's not Ralph.
Who's on first?
Gottschalk. Gottschalk. Man, now I'm all tongue-tied. Ralph Gottschalk of Wonderful Audio Technology.
What?
Yes. He said he would love to give away a brand new Fuzzlands. He actually reserved one. He's all completely sold out of them. And he pulled one back and he said, I want your listeners to have one of these. So we're going to be giving that away. We just gave away the Hello Sailor Rangemaster, and we gave away
I know, I
the
missed that.
I know, it's super cool. And we gave away the Daredevil Hype.
Hi.
I wanted one of those too.
Yeah. So hey, here we go. Get ready for that. We'll be putting that out real soon.
That's
everybody.
cool.
Anyways, what's going on in our music world this week? We got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to start off with Tanya.
Yes.
And then we're going to check in with Rolf.
Well, Todd, as you know, our good friend Jared came up from Nashville, Music City, to go to
Eat a
an
whole
OSU
pizza.
game.
Oh, what?
And Friday night we went out to eat a whole pizza.
Yeah, which is hilarious because he's got a really low heat tolerance. So Rolf, you would have fun with him.
Okay.
He got an elote pizza. Half of the pizza was elote, street corn.
Oh, street corn.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah, and it had
Never seen
jalapenos
something
all
like
over
that.
it. And Tony and I were just looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, this is hot.
He took
Oh, this
one
is hot.
bite and instantly was just hiccuping nonstop. And you know, he's hiccuping. He's a big dude. He's a really big dude, 6'7", 360, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's got a giant mouthful of pizza. That the person's coming up and is like, "Oh, can I help you?" And he's trying to talk through his heat mouth, his stuffed mouth, and his hiccup. And it was too much fun. Too much fun. We love Jared.
That's what I'm making for Thanksgiving next week. By the way.
Jared?
Street corn.
On a stick? Oh my gosh.
No, street corn with
nice.
jalapenos. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say, you're going to have to get like a rear
Yeah.
axle.
That was a special request.
Put him on or something.
Oh, be nice to Jared.
He's what? That's why is that? I'm just talking about logistics.
Oh,
Anyway,
you're such
go
a
ahead.
cannibal.
Go ahead.
Well, anyhow, Saturday night after the OSU football game, Jared came back and he was just in time to see Saturday Night Live, and so the music guest was Boy Genius. I've never heard of them before, but you know, it was three young ladies in the front, and it was an all female band.
I do know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, I'm glad you do.
Thanks, Rob.
I know exactly who you're talking
So
about.
after their first song, I mean, it was cool. They were playing, like one play was playing a Ricky 370-12, a couple of tellies. And I said, well, I mean, okay, it was an okay
Sounds
song.
like Bananarama.
It was no Bananarama.
Okay.
But anyhow,
rough.
and we as we say, wisdom from the mouths of babes.
Yes.
Well, in this case, the babe would be Jared.
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, I don't care what they sound like, but they were all playing guitars, and that makes me happy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jared.
that's
So
true.
that was
That's very Jared-y.
and that was a very good point because
Yeah.
all three of these young ladies were playing different guitars. The second time they came out, one was playing a BC Rich, and there was a Gretsch and a Strat, and so it was cool. So to have a guitar-driven band,
That's right.
I think is a good harbinger for maybe the guitar industry. Maybe more and more bands are going to start playing guitars again instead of...
Wait, we already are. It's just that it's buried by garbage music.
Yeah, it's just not top 40 here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So, there you have it.
Yeah.
I mean, Billy, we're out there doing it.
Yeah. You know, we're out
You're
there.
doing- you're doing
fighting
the
cause,
garbage
you know,
music?
You know,
No. No.
we're the big band leaders of our day.
Yes. Yes.
See? See?
All right.
Tommy Dorsey, see?
Rolf, what is going on in your music world this week? Maybe, and if you can make it not about the pedals that you're building, that's a bonus.
Okay. Well, it's part of that because I am trying to create a schematic for a chorus pedal. And part of doing that is like listening a lot of music. And a lot of music that I have never listened before, and which is a lot. So I randomly let YouTube take me to different places. And suddenly I arrived to a video that was called something like the mysterious or magical Peruvian psychedelic cumbias. And I was like, what?
Cumbia.
What is that? Peruvian psychedelic cumbias from the 60s.
Okay.
So I went into that video, and it was very interesting. The sounds were very particular. And it's an interpretation of an era in a place that is way far away from everything that I knew. So that was a very interesting trip. And they have there's a lot of subculture and a following that's like very passionate about the topic. So I had a lot of fun digging into that topic this week.
That's cool. Are you checking out other new, like maybe modern bands that employ a lot of chorus?
Well, most of the music that I used to listen didn't use chorus per se. It was in my early days I was more metalhead, and I like a lot of speed metal and stuff like that. And lately I'm trying to discover the meaning of tone and the meaning of sounds and the meaning of textures.
Yes.
So I tend to go back to the stuff that I missed when I was younger.
Yes.
And discover those sounds. So I cannot mention any particular new band that comes to mind.
I can send you a list that you should check
All
out
right.
that is specifically
I really
like kind of
appreciate
keen
it.
on chorus. Yeah, I can help you out there.
Nice. Thank you.
And one of which is our pal Jeff Schroeder, who's in one of his earlier bands, the Lassie Foundation. They used quite a bit.
yeah.
That's a great record. I have that one at home.
Yeah.
And that's super solid. And Rob just did he likes dogs. He lives with dogs, and he just did a dog collar shake
I did.
on it with his head.
Yeah.
That like threw me off.
Here. Yeah, sorry. Pop there.
He's got fleas.
Yeah. So that's one. And actually, I was really excited about this. I accidentally stumbled on a band called Actors, Actors, that I was never familiar with, and I love it. It's really cool. It's, I guess, for lack of better terms, it's kind of like, it's dark. You could classify it as dark wave, but it doesn't sit there. It's almost like if Queens of Stone Age approached that genre of music. It's got a great range, and it's band driven. It's not just, I'm sitting back in the synthesizers, and lots of reverb and stuff. It's really, really good stuff. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Huh.
So I was going to bring that up anyway. Well, look at that segue. Ta-da.
Nice.
All right. Billy.
I just dropped my pick. Now I can't think.
That's your guitar week?
Yeah.
I got
Okay,
this
Todd,
pick.
how about you?
Yeah. You sounded like a street tough in Chicago or something. I just bought my pick. I can't think.
Yeah, so, all kinds of things, but one of them is that I bought the very first 30 years of rock pedal produced especially for Music Go Round.
Oh, really?
30 years of rock. It's their repeater pedal. I bought it thinking, well, okay, this is an updated version of my old Ibanez analog delay, which is like an Emerald Echo, which is,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
sometimes
are
they
great.
work. Yeah, they sound great, especially if you're playing clean. But sometimes in the context of a band, it gets a little muddy or whatever. Anyway, this thing is amazing.
Wow.
Who's
I
making
mean,
it
you
for
would
him?
think it's just it's just okay. It's just any old simple delay, but it's just really really nicely done. And yeah, check it out. It's made by.
It's made by Velcro.
I have the box out in the car. I can't remember.
It's okay. We'll get there. So,
It doesn't
is it
say
somebody
that?
local?
Oh man, you had him on the show.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, this is very exciting now.
Okay, you're gonna have to
Should we go through-
Run out there while Rob
Okay.
does his.
Let's go
Go
through
get
a
it.
list of all the pedal builders
Oh my gosh!
we've had.
Yes, we only have
One at
300.
a time.
No, you go. We'll keep going.
We'll keep going.
All right.
All right. While we wait for
embarrassed.
Billy to
see that.
run out there, don't forget to stretch. You're going to hurt yourself, Billy.
Rob, what's going on in
Rob,
your
yes.
musical world this week?
Well, I'm currently looking at this
Give me
pedal
this
that Billy
thing.
brought in.
Oh my God, squirrel!
Yeah. Okay. So what am I? Oh, my pedal extravaganza continues. Yes. Well, not about what you're thinking about. I guess
Oh,
something
no.
else. That's yeah. I don't think did I tell you I had a Nobles Natural Overdrive come through?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Did I tell you on the podcast? Am
No,
I pulling
you
a
didn't.
Jared? Okay. I just told you personally. Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you did.
So yeah, so I had an actual original Nobles ODR1 come through, and I hadn't played on an original. I
Those
played
are
on-
expensive.
those are very expensive. Yeah, and the guy was he was concerned about
I
sending
believe
it
they
in the mail.
just re-released that too. By the way,
Yeah, who knows if it's the same yet? Well,
It's
somebody
probably
does.
not.
Somebody probably compared.
it
already,
might
but-
be.
It's all on one
Great
chip
commentary, yeah. So anyway, so I had one of those come through. I have to play test it, of course, when it's done.
Yeah.
And yeah, it has it's real.
It does a thing.
There's a certain thing that is because I played several knockoffs clones.
Yeah.
And I just got one of the Keeley Noble Screamer,
Uh-huh.
which is supposed to be Tube Screamer and the Nobles thing. So I put in the Noble setting, and I was like, it's all right. And then I plugged in the Natural Overdrive, the actual Nobles original.
Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah,
Way different.
Really.
now. Probably has something to do with the size of the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one's out
Or
of
the
made out of
graphics.
plastic, I think, and the other one's metal. But yeah, but anyway, so where I'm going with this, so of course I couldn't keep the guy's ODR1, and I'm not going to spend whatever it is, $1,200 or $1,300 for one of those, original Nobles. So I did the next best thing. I bought a Nordland.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you opened it up and just copied the.
No, too much effort.
Okay.
Nordland,
Yeah.
the guy who I guess designed the original,
Brilliant.
has released it's not a straight up copy though. It's kind of cool. He's come out with two versions that have extra features on them and little tweaks. Because the original only has a spectrum knob.
Yes.
For tone, and it's cool, but it does some things. So he's come out with one version. The one I got has a mid range control and a
Is it the same kind of form? Because the
no.
Nobles are the kind of like a boss style.
Yeah, no. This is like in a regular 1590 box, like you would find in MXR or whoever. Yeah, Nordland, that one right there. Yeah.
Got it.
So and I've just had maybe an hour to play with it, but yeah, it's very cool. It is much more musical than the other.
It better be. It's $350.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There's no
a tube screamer.
It's only sold direct.
Just kidding, everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
Just don't put down your rocks.
It's only sold from Nordland, and the guy is in Germany. So anything you see on like Reverb or anything, there's no dealers in the U.S. So they're used. If you buy them
Got it.
straight from him, conversion, everything, and if you don't have to pay transaction fee, I think mine landed was like $240,
Really?
$250 maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's it's still a little pricey pedal, but
So
yeah, it's not 3.5.
And as we always do, we say, look,
yeah, buy it from pedal.
if you can,
Yeah.
and that means if they're available, and if you have the means to do it, buy directly from the builder, everybody. That's what keeps them going. And we need our builders out there. Sometimes you just can't because either they don't make them anymore
Right.
or it's just too dang expensive. And musicians,
And this is a backwards case where it's cheaper to get it from the manufacturer. I don't know why more people don't do it. Maybe they think buying from Germany, it'll show up in like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
But it was here in less than a week. So
Yeah. All right.
So, anyways, but yeah,
Very cool.
Great pedal, Nordland.
All right, and that is the Nordland ODR C
They make the C and the C plus.
and the CC plus.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the CC plus.
What is the difference?
He changed the control. So the C has, I don't know, mid range and something else, a comp control, and then the CC plus I think is a 3-band EQ, and the comp control.
Bass, mid, spectrum, and then the Nordland C.
I don't think it has a bass
I want to say
control.
Nordland like Peter. Nordland.
And that's actually not.
That isn't. That he has a CC plus then.
Right.
Oh, misnamed reverb entries. Anyways, point is, here it is.
Check
There's
them
the
out.
C. The CC has 5 knobs. The C has 4.
Yes, but the CC plus has 1 little knob and the C has 2 little knobs.
Yes,
They're
okay.
actually different.
All
Just
the
check
different
it out.
things.
Just go visit
you go
Nordland.
do this yourself.
This
Don't
isn't the
listen to us.
Nordland podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. We also maybe next week can hear
Next week
about
we'll
your
talk about, yeah.
cloney
Yeah, because we're still continuing on that.
extravaganza. Billy,
I got the answer.
you got
made
the
it.
answer.
You'll be happy about this.
Okay.
This pedal is made in Atlanta, Georgia by Acorn.
Hey, all right.
yeah.
Our pals at Acorn. That's really cool,
Yeah,
man.
and they got some clever labels on this thing too. So like, Music Around is about
Recycling your
repurposing,
gear.
recycling
Yeah.
your gear, right? So they have the controls include the reuse knob,
Mm-hmm.
which controls the delay time, the recycle knob, which controls the number of repeats, the rock knob, which controls the volume for wet dry mix, and then the foot switch. And something I really like is that the indicator light is at the top. So when I play live, I mean, I use these things live.
Yeah.
So when I step on a pedal, I like to be able to see,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
light. So anyway, it's just a heavy duty pedal, and I love it.
That's
I'm using it
fantastic.
on leads.
I
and-
did not know that was being
You
made.
know.
I did not either.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Acorn's Instagram is awesome.
Oh, yeah. He's.
Have you seen the Illinois capacitor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It is great stuff. Okay, well, as for me, ladies and gentlemen, since all of you asked out there politely, but none of these mugs did.
Hey, Todd, what's going on in your music
yeah.
world this week?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Tony.
Nobody cares.
I picked up at Music Go Round.
Oh, my.
I picked up the Stone Deaf PDF 2 on a trade. And you know what I traded? The speaker that I've mentioned.
Oh.
Yes, the neodymium speaker is in use out there somewhere in the world.
Okay.
And now I have the PDF 2. The PDF 2 is I guess it's a parametric drive.
Is that and made by Adobe?
Yeah, I don't
They are
know
now
why
making
it's-
pedals, too.
Maybe it's
get it.
parametric drive fuzz. Maybe that's what it's called for. Or called. Anyways, it has you can run it clean or dirty, and in this case, what was really neat is that I wanted to try a different because the dirt sound in this is really cool. It's good, but I was like, I need a little bit more juice, so I plugged the Fez pedal that we made into this, ran it clean, so I can still use the frequency, the height, so you can control the height of the wave and the frequency of it, which is really neat. Right? Did I say that right, Rob?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still getting over that you needed more than the distortion pedal could
Well-
give you. So
Well, it's also different. This is much more like a woolly fuzz. The gain knob gives you that, and I needed a little bit more bite, so that's why I switched that one off.
Nice.
And then it has this really cool rotary switch that goes from thin to fat. Tons of possibilities here. This was kind of, I guess, made famous as like the Queens of Stone Age in a box vibe.
Nice.
So there's loads of demos that go like, oh, and here's this setting. This is this song. Here's this setting. This is this song. I mean, I don't necessarily think that is exactly true what this is, but they did get there.
so one more time, who is it and what is it?
This is the Stone Deaf. They're out of the UK, I believe. The Stone Deaf PDF 2. Now, the 2 has the extra. I think it's the extra gain switch that kind of really made it like, woo, here we go. Anyways, pretty cool, and it's a super heavy duty, big slant clamshell kind of housing. Mm-hmm. And there's an expression output on the back too that I would assume controls I don't know what I assume it controls. I have to look at that.
I was wondering where
I
I was
haven't
going
figured
with
that.
that.
I bet it's the frequency. I bet it controls the frequency. That's what I'm guessing. Anyways, pretty cool.
Does it have room for a battery inside?
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did open it up already. I got it and I just started playing it right away. So, anyways,
Nice.
pretty cool little thing. And the neatest thing about that is that I fortunately had a box full of the Tour Gear Designs patch cables that I wasn't currently using because this is a bigger pedal.
Yes, it is.
And I was like, whoa, I got to swap a couple cables out. And fortunately, I had those. And the good thing is I had it in an S shape to go into my switcher. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need a better way to stitch your pedals together, I highly recommend Tour Gear Designs patch cables.
Why don't we call it?
So.
Let's call them stitch cables instead.
Nope. I think we'll stick with patch because that's what they're called. But anyways, and the best part about them, aside from all of their different varieties that they make,
Lengths,
and shapes and
flatnesses.
Everything. If you go to Tour Gear and you put all of them into your
shopping cart,
thank you, and you put your code,
coupon,
thank you, I'll finish that for you. Your coupon code, which is the guitar knobs, all one word. You're going to save how much, Tony?
Right now, you're going to save 15%.
15%.
15%.
They raised it.
They raised the roof.
Yes, so there is absolutely zero reasons for you not to go do that.
Load up your cart,
recommend it.
put in the coupon code. You will be very, very happy when you get your package in the mail.
Yeah.
And you start using them.
Indeed.
They are good.
Thank you so much for Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the Floor. All right, Rolf from Spicy Pedals. What is your 4 on the floor?
So all of these are pedals that I really wish someday I can have my hands on them because they are really cool and they have a lot of meaning to me. Okay, so the first pedal is the Goblin Mage Fuzz by Dogman Devices. This is a single-man operation. It's a black-owned business. He's from Ohio, actually.
Wait, what? How
Yeah.
do we not know this?
I don't know. You're on top of this, aren't you?
I think he's been living in several places, and now he moved his business to Australia. So
Oh, well.
yeah,
Okay.
Well, that would be why.
yeah, yeah. Actually, if you look in River right now, there is only one available, and that's it. So cool pedal. It sounds really good, and it has 2 knobs to control the darkness and brightness of the pedal, basically bass and treble. So what I like about this pedal is there are not many fuzz pedals that have like controls for brightness and darkness, and usually you only have a single control for that. The ones that are like based on the big muff and stuff like that. Right. So when you combine this pedal with a treble boost, you can compensate like the loss of mids that you're getting the scoop out from the fuzz. So I think it gives you more control. That's what I am liking a lot about this pedal, and also the vibe that from Dogman Devices, because this guy engraves his pedals by hand.
Got it.
So that's the first one.
Cool. All right. How about number 2?
So the second pedal is the Boost from Electrojunk.
Yes.
So this guy, this is his first pedal. He started building last year, and when I was starting to document myself about all this stuff, I went to Reddit, and there was this post that he made that he was announcing that he was releasing his first pedal. Yeah, and I saw the PCB, and it was really cool because it has the shape of a ghost, and that I think that's a very nice touch.
Yeah, it is. So the emphasis on boost is that it's 2 big O's and there's a little ghost on the front.
Oh, boost.
Yes.
Just now.
We are all very slow here today.
Got it.
Yeah, it's so simple. I don't know why nobody has done that before. But there you go.
Yeah, that's clever.
So
Nice.
so I love the simplicity, and this is pretty much a range master with 3 selections for treble, mid, and full range.
Got
It's
it.
a PNP Germanium treble, and since you can use a power supply to power the pedal, and what he does, because usually in a PNP circuit you have to use a battery, but in this case he included a pump, an internal pump that will reverse or do some magic, so you don't need to use a battery there.
Got it. That's cool, man. All right, number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to go with something that is more like more known, and that's the Prince of Tone by Analog Man.
Got it.
Analog Mike is a legend. He pretty much started all this thousands of years ago, and yeah.
Hopefully
So
he
I
doesn't
was-
listen to that. We just made him 1,000,000 years old.
So I was going to say King of Town, but being realistic, the wait list is really long. So Prince of Town. So this pretty much is the left side of the King of Town, and as you know, the King of Town has internal switches. So in this case, the Prince of Town has it outside, so you don't need to open the unit to move things around. So the original configuration of the King of Town is on the left side we have the boost, and on the right side we have the Audi. Obviously, you can change that and move things around internally. But since I already have a boost, then I can use the other half of the analog man of the Prince of Town to make it sound like a King of Town without having the actual piece.
There you go. Nice. Now, when you use this, do you use really heavy drive on it, or do you kind of keep it clean?
No, keep it clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I like it. How about number 4?
Okay, so number 4 is the Red Verb, and this is by Durham Electronics. They are based in Austin, Texas, and obviously that's a reason. It's boutique, it's local, and I really like. I always love the sound of a good reverb, and how it makes things bigger, feel special.
Oh, this is after Red Volkert. Okay, got it. He's the telly master. Like,
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that guy's a wizard on the guitar. I don't know how he plays. His fingers are so big. Anyways, go ahead. Please continue.
Like sausages.
That's
Yeah.
the piggy thing.
Yeah, and plus the piggy thing. Yeah, exactly. So, and I love the graphics. I mean, all of them have so much personality. I mean, you see them and you immediately have them imprinted in your brain.
Yeah.
So
I'd
that's-
like a shirt that looks like that.
Yeah, and I think that's like part of what makes pedals special is how make you feel when you are interacting with them. There are these magical little artifacts that shape your signal and convert them into stuff that make other people feel something.
Indeed.
So is that red verb? It's a single knob reverb? So is it like supposed to be a spring kind of thing?
No, actually, it has 3 knobs. The other 2 are on the upper part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it has some sort of dirt and in it has a gain control.
Yes. That's kind of like the old style slant slant ones that like the wedge ones where they put the controls on the back.
Yep.
Yeah,
I see
reminiscent of those old pedals. Yeah,
Cool.
I dig it. Very nice. That also might be if he's like, hey, I got a big foot and I don't want to step all over stuff. You can do that. Although there is a control way down there. So this is always on.
This is always on, exactly.
I just caught that. Did you already say that?
No.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an always on verb, but you can control how much you want on it. So it does have a output on it. So I guess if you have it all the way down, it's on.
Or for $20, you can add a switch to it.
Yes, you could. On the bottom.
On the side.
On the side.
Yeah. I bet it sounds fantastic. Because
Because it's got a piggy on
it
it.
kind of has to if it's on all the time.
It has to.
If it's got a piggy on it, it's
Yeah.
going to sound good.
Oh, the eyeballs light up. Oh, that's fantastic.
I like that.
Okay, sold. See, it doesn't take much for me,
No.
No, apparently.
No. So, anyways, well, hey, man, thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. I'm glad you worked in a fellow Texan.
And I think those are 4 new pedals that
Those
we
are
have
all-
not had on
Yeah.
on
You
the
haven't had the Prince of Tone before?
No, I don't think we have. We've had the King of Tone.
We've had the King of Tone.
I don't know, man.
All right.
We've
how
got
about that?
classy people. They only have the
But
King
we're
of
also
Tone.
talking
Yeah,
well
you got
over
some,
1,000
you got some
pedals
people
at
got
this
some
point.
money then.
Yeah, I mean, it's over 1,000 pedals.
Holy crap. Yeah,
How
but
How many
still.
pedals are there in the world,
Oh,
Todd?
Lord.
That I cannot adequately answer.
How many jelly beans are in the jar?
So many.
Somebody's
Yeah.
got to count them. Man.
There's a
Yeah.
job for you, Billy.
You know what would actually be really fun to
busy.
do for our patrons? If we had a jar filled with picks that we showed, and we had to do a guess, and the closest one gets
Without going over.
a pedal or
Ooh.
something like that.
Got to do
I have a
price
jar
right
of
rules,
picks
though.
at home.
I mean, a big jar of picks.
Yeah. That's what
He's like, yeah, that's what I meant.
From every guitar store he's visited in the
Yeah, that might
past
be kind of
30
fun.
years.
Maybe we should do that.
Hey, all right.
Listeners, tell us what you think about that. Let's talk about that. We'll put that up in the air. Because if nobody cares about it, then who cares? We're not going to do it. Right? Or maybe that's exactly why we'll do it, because nobody cares. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to finding out more about Rolf and his very spicy pedals. As I mentioned before, I was scrolling around and I found his pedal. It's called the Angry Serrano. And as it happened, I had just gotten back from eating dinner with my daughter in Akron, and I found a new Serrano-based hot sauce. And I was like, what? How's this? So I immediately said, I want to talk to you. And so we had a great conversation. And one of the things that I found very intriguing, first of all, anytime you can do something and put your own fingerprint, this is on. Our show is about, honestly, it's kind of based on collecting the fingerprints of all the gear out there, okay? And so here's a new one. Now, Rolf, would you please explain to everybody why these are called spicy pedals?
Sure. So when I started building my first pedal, it was a kit, actually. And so I was like trying to figure out how to make this thing work. And when I started, like in the middle of the way, I was like, okay, now how am I going to name this pedal? And I was in this struggle because the original circuit is an OD1. So I could just name it clone of OD1. That's it. Mm-hmm. But building a pedal is something personal. Building a pedal is like you're putting yourself inside any craft, and this is a craft. So I was thinking about, well, what is something that I share with this new land, because I am new to Texas, so relatively new to Texas. So what is one of the things that I really love about Texas is that we share a lot of culinary origins. So the peppers are one of the things that we share in both cultures, and I was like, okay, this is something that we can integrate into this concept.
Yes.
And that's how the first pedal, actually, the first name that came across was Angry Jalapeno, but I was like, that's like a little bit too obvious.
Yes.
What else? What else can I have here? So it turns out in IHOP, they recently created a new burger that is called the Jalapeno Kick.
Which
But
is
instead
what
of-
you expect at an International House of Pancakes.
Yeah. So, but they also had serranos, and that was like interesting to me the first time that I tasted burger, and which is actually really good. It's very spicy, and I was like, okay, this is it. It has to be a serrano because it's the second option that we have here is the not so obvious, but also you understand what it is. It's not so strange, and anyone here around me can understand where it comes from.
Yes. Yeah, it's a little. It's just different enough.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be wildly different, just a little bit, and that's the thing that I was trying to do. If I am doing the same, I'm trying to do it the same, but a little bit different.
Yeah, I get it. Well, and I like I like the chiles as well, and so it was kind of fun to run into that. And I said, okay, is this a one-off, this Serrano? And I was like, no, he's got a jalapeno screamer, he's got a Texas Scorpion, and it was just kind of fun. I was like, hey, all right, this is new and interesting. Another aspect of this, and which we'll get to in just a second. And by the way, we're covering the most obvious things right now, like the name of the pedal, and you know, when I brought these out and showed the boys here, they were looking at the artwork on it. Rolf, what is your occupation?
Well, I am the creative technologist of an advertising agency here in Dallas, so I have to deal a lot with technology.
Right, lots of computer stuff.
A lot of computer stuff.
A lot
exactly.
of computer stuff. Maybe even development, I would say, probably.
Exactly, precisely.
Right. And so, when we're looking at these pedals, you might look at this and you say, this kind of looks like old computer stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, but what's it called? The letters when you put them all together. Like ODR. Well, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm inundated with these things
QR
in my
code?
whole life. It's not an abbreviation. It's a
Acronym?
I can't believe I forgot the term acronym.
That's why I was like,
Half of my
waited. I'm
language
like,
is acronyms at work. Okay, hang on.
No, leave that
Would you
in
rather
like it
have an
is.
emoji?
No. So and the acronym
pictures
is
for everything?
the ASCII.
That's
Yes.
it.
Now,
Yeah.
Rolf, have I hit the nail on the head here?
Exactly. That's ASCII art.
Yes. And what does ASCII stand for?
I have no idea. It's the first time that
I don't know.
It's okay. Tony, look that up. ASCII.
I think it's American Scientific.
You've already looking
Computer.
at it. You
No, I haven't. I
Yeah.
will look it up right now.
okay? Anyways, so yeah, it looks like sort of old computer. When you'd see like early on when they were making like faces, or you seen like
Right.
the Hello Kitties and stuff like that out of dashes and dots and stuff. That's what this is. So he worked in you're right here, Rolf. So what I love that you did is you worked in two things that you're passionate into about the third thing that you're passionate. You like peppers, you like computer stuff, and you work that into your pedal. I think that's really cool.
Thank you very much. And yeah, so when I was like,
Do you have a
6
ghost
or
pepper in the
7
machine?
what?
A ghost pepper in the machine?
I have a ghost pepper. I have it here. Let me.
So
Machine, yeah.
yeah, Rolf, Ghost in the Machine is an old Police, the band Police. They had a front cover that was like messed up digital readout.
ASCII,
Yeah.
Oh, and for those who
Okay.
are still furiously wondering out there what ASCII stands for, it is American Standard Code for Information Interchange.
Yes. Wow, we are all smarter
Wow.
now.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No.
you, Rolf.
Your
No,
point, your
that's
joke.
great.
It was a good joke. It was a good joke.
It's delivered
Billy.
poorly.
It was a good joke. All right. So we'll talk about what the peppers that he has in the works soon. How satisfying has that got to be that you were able to pull all those things together?
A lot. It's very satisfying. The first pedal you build, especially when you have never done something like this before, you feel like you did something special. Even that everybody can do that. It feels even if it's a simple overdrive, you listen the textures in a different way. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing that made me. So the original circuit that I was trying to build was a tube screamer. Okay. But I messed up the order, and then when it arrived, it was an Audi one. I was like, what happened? I ordered something else, and I started to build it anyway, and I realized how bad my hands, how poorly trained my hands are, because I struggle a lot to do the first resistors, the first pieces. Was really hard for me to understand how to assemble them. But then everything at the end came together, and it was very satisfying.
Well, the first thing you got to do is take off the oven mitts. It's very difficult to build pedals with oven mitts.
Okay.
Todd's attempt at humor here.
Explain.
That was the longest pause
I'm sorry,
ever. That was.
I'm glad everyone paused too.
I've never laid that flat ever. Oh my God!
I was catching on to things pretty quickly tonight until that.
That was stunning. Well, you win the award for that one, Rolf. Whew. That was a lot. That was a pause of death right there.
Huge pause, and then just okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we'll curb the jokes here.
The stretch of death.
It's just so hard. We like doing it. So was it hard because this was the first time that you'd ever like soldered stuff, or like have you had experience doing that before?
Well, when I was like in high school, one of my uncles teach me how to solder my cables, but I keep breaking them. So he was kind enough to teach me, but that was like 25, 26 years ago. So I stopped doing that, and yeah, so it was like doing it again, because honestly, I had no idea. So I had to watch so many YouTube videos explaining stuff that it looks so easy for the person that is doing the tutorial, and then when you try to do it, it's the other way around. It's so complicated at the beginning, but then you understand the mechanics, and then you just get some rhythm and keep going until you are done.
Yeah. You know what I think is kind of fun when you start doing that? You do make a lot of mistakes. And while that can be frustrating, the coolest thing is that it's not so complicated that you don't say, well, no, I can't do this because this is too hard. You say, oh, I just learned something. And that's really actually rewarding. And if you're like me, you got rewarded a lot. But it is fun. And you mentioned something about when you build something, you got a great deal of satisfaction out of. And as somebody who works in a lot of, I work in a creative capacity on a daily basis, much like yourself. We talked about this. We both work at advertising agencies, and the things we make are often not ever felt or touched. You know, we make things that go out into the digital realm, websites and logos and brands and apps and all kinds of stuff like that. And while that is rewarding the creative mind, it is another thing altogether to like screw the screws in and click the thing and it lights up and it does something. It is magical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And it was totally something different from what I was doing, because I usually we're doing software, and the software is intangible. You cannot touch it. You can debug. You can. You also get satisfaction when things work, obviously. But this is. I mean, I'm 46 years old, so now learning something new that has totally nothing to do with what I do on a daily basis it's really cool. It's as you said, it's really really rewarding when things start to work, and it feels special. I think that's the most important thing for me. It feels special.
I like that. Now, I'm assuming since you are very adept in the languages of the computer, that you probably, it was very easy for you to get into the waters of prototyping, digitally prototyping these, putting the boards together in different programs.
Yeah. So I believe that the most challenging part was understanding the function or the purpose of each piece, and then when you get the basics, then everything starts to have like sense, and you start to see patterns. You start to see, okay, so this is the structure of a basic overdrive, and every time you see an op amp and the diodes in different I forgot the word. Well, when you see the positions in different circuits, you start to understand. Okay, so this circuit is similar to this other circuit, and what they are doing different. Okay, they are doing different. These other filters that are they are filtering signals in different ways.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And then when you start to see like a whole pile of resistors, that's like, ooh, what is this doing? For whatever reason, that's the one that always gets me when I just see a whole bunch of resistors in a row. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Maybe they just put them there to confuse you.
They might.
Maybe.
That's a mess boogie trick.
But that was one of the first questions that I had. Like, why so many resistors in a chorus pedal? Why so many?
Can't we get rid of some of these?
Yeah, like twice or thrice the amount of resistors that you find in an overdrive. So why is that? And then you say, okay, so they are filtering signals that are gonna be like messing around if they get, there's considerations there, but slowly you start to realize that everything has a purpose in this.
Yeah.
In this thing.
Now, tell us what was the hardest thing. I know that you said at the beginning it was kind of putting the things in the right place, but what, as a newer builder, what else did you find difficult as you started to move along?
Critique. That's you have no idea. So after my third build, it was a clone of a clone.
Yeah.
I showed my coworkers what I was doing, and one of them was like, "Oh, can you build one for me?" And he was really kind, and he gifted me an OCD.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna build one for you, and I did that. I built a clone for him, and I named that clone the Habanero Copycat.
I like it.
And a few days later, after he tried it, I was like, oh, what do you think about the pedal? And he was, I didn't like it. And I was like, what? So my whole world, my whole fragile world started to crumble. And then I asked, but why? And he said, well, this pedal is supposed not to alter your tone, but I can hear compression on it. And then my brain like scrambled around because I didn't have the knowledge to understand what he was trying to describe and what I was trying to say to him to counter that argument. And I accepted the critique because obviously that was my third build. So I wasn't experienced and I had to bite my tongue and the only thing that I could do was go back and understand what possibly could happen. And then that was when I understood, okay, well, if he increased a lot of the output on the pedal, maybe his speaker was compressing the sound because obviously there is a limit on the amount of stuff that it can handle.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what was his hearing. But there are some possibilities. I mean, then I understand there are several ways to interact with your pedals and your amplifiers, your pickups, and all that stuff. And everything affects the even the weather can have consequences on your germanium diodes.
Yeah, that's what I usually blame things on. Now, Rob, when he said your OCD covers or shouldn't color your sound and shouldn't compress it.
OCD, or was he talking about the clone?
He was talking
It was a
about
clone.
The clone.
It was a kind of clone. Yeah.
Oh, and it, yeah. Okay, so no, clones are not transparent. The original ones aren't. A good copy should not be transparent. It's going to have a mid-range hump. It's going to have a dynamic kind of semi-compressed jump to it at all settings.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a boost.
Yeah, every single clone copy I've ever played through that was anywhere near the original does not transparent.
Yeah.
But that's why you want it, is that
Right.
it
And the
does
more
its
you
thing.
drive you put on it, the more compression it gets.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
and as I found out, like the characteristics of the EQ change depending on where the gain's at.
Right. But that's kind of like the magic part of it.
It's something. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. See, so it's not that you were like way off, man. It sounds like
He
you
just
actually
didn't-
nailed it the
he
first
just
time.
may not have wanted a clone.
But maybe that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
yeah, well, pretty much overdrive is compression, anyways. So if your amp is clipping, you are compressing the sound somehow.
Right. So you threw the pedal at his head and walked away. Is that what happened?
No, I mean, I really love him because he teach me a lot about the world of pedals. Probably I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him, and he all the time that showed me new stuff. Like he showed me the world of blues breakers and all the different overdrives that exist that I know that's thanks to him. So again, critique is always something that you need to understand how to assimilate and use it in your favor to be better.
Yeah.
Well, and the best thing too is doing any work or building any product, you cannot make everybody happy. You just do what you do, try to be the best you can, and then some
Yes,
people just aren't going to work for you.
And the second thing that I understood is that everything about pedals in general has a lot of mystique around it, has a lot of superstition, if you will. So you have to play with that as well. I mean, if Josh Scott says something, people are going to repeat that with faith.
Yes.
And it can be true in some sense, or it can mean different things. But at the end of the day, it's an opinion, and you need to understand that not everybody is going to like your stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, and the Creole term for that is hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
Hoodoo. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like the sort of the magical mystery / sorcery / superstition, and that's like if somebody's got a lot of hoodoo, it's like they got something going on. Like the Klon theoretically has hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
Is that the opposite of the opposite of mojo?
It's not the mojo is hoodoo is usually associated with something that is like not necessarily like friendly. Mojo tends to be a little bit more friendly. Now, if anybody down in Louisiana wants to throw a rock at me, please,
I'm betting.
Don't just throw a rock. Just let me know.
We need to talk to the guru of hoodoo.
Yeah. Yeah. The Hoodoo Gurus.
Pretty good there.
That's a band. See, I'm not
I
making this
bet
up.
you that's taken.
Well, for sure is taken. It is a band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so well done, Rob. Ding, ding, ding. He wins a prize. Anyways, useless information. I got it. Now, Rolf, you have let's talk, you have the Texas Scorpion, which is a boost, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a transparent, very loud boost.
Yes, I agree with both of those things. And then you have the Jalapeno Screamer. Actually, we have both of these in front of us right now. You made the Jalapeno Screamer.
Yes, and that was my rendition to the TS 808.
Yep.
Which I love that sound. So I really wanted to have one of those, and then I keep doing that.
Did you do anything different with that in particular?
Well, yes, I did a few replacements here and there. Not something very significant, mostly because there are parts that are not available anymore. There are some values that are not easy to find, so you have to improvise with the circuit. But I try to stay faithful to the original circuit as much as possible.
Okay, and let's see. We talked about the habanero.
Yeah, the habanero copycat is pretty much it's a clone centaur. It's a clone of a clone, and I have a few of those. Some friends bought some from me, and I still have 3 available. If anyone in the store goes,
That one has a
there for-
fantastic. That one has a great graphic on it. You got to get down there, bro. This is the habanero copycat. It's got. He's literally copying
pretty cool.
in computer drawing the
Centaur,
horsey.
yeah.
And then the Coro Poblano. Now, what does Coro mean in Spanish?
chorus.
Chorus Poblano.
Yeah, it's
There
a
you go.
chorus.
Coro Poblano. There we go. And then you have the one that caught my attention first, which was the Bad Serranos.
The Bad Serranos is a bad monkey.
Oh.
Okay, that's the ergo the bad part. Very cool. Now, there's a lot of peppers out there, and which means that you have a lot of opportunity. Really, that's what it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you working on anything currently that might be new sometime soon?
Yes, I am doing a variation, the Texas Scorpion, because right now this is a transparent boost and it's really loud. But I am doing another version that is based on the Cesar Diaz Texas Ranger, which is pretty much a Dallas Rangemaster, but
Yes.
with a NPN transistor instead of a PNP. So I am trying to respect as much as possible the original circuit from Cesar. Obviously, I need to do variations. And also one thing that I am trying to do right now is to have consistency. And with germanium transistors, you cannot have consistency because
you can't.
everything changes the sound or the characteristics of the how they work. Even the temperature, the same transistor, different batches can have different properties. So right now I am sticking to silicon, but then at some point I will obviously do a batch with germanium.
Nice. Yeah, those are tricky. So if you can get your sound down and get all the building mechanics and all that stuff, then you can start working in that other variable, the unknown or the unreliable variable, and have a better understanding of what it's doing to your circuit, right?
Yeah, and especially, well, every person that I've seen that they are building a treble or something like that, they are using germanium just because everybody tell them that they need to use germanium. And I really wanted to use germanium until it made sense to me, until I felt that, okay, I understand exactly how it sounds with silicon, with modern components. And now I need to understand how it feels, more than sounds, how it feels to do it vintage, which is pretty much the attractive of doing anything with germanium, attach the label vintage to it.
Dig it. Well, let me ask you this. This is something I do like to ask of people that are especially in the earlier stages of their building career, which you've already got several pedals under your belt, and they're cool. So,
Thank you.
for those that might be thinking, hey, I might want to do this myself. I've been thinking about it. I just heard Rolf's story, and I'm kind of inspired. I feel like maybe this is something I could do. What's some words of advice that you might have to a new builder?
Be stubborn. Be stubborn. Honestly, that's the most important thing at the very beginning, because you're gonna get frustrated a lot, because you will understand every time that you progress and do a new step, that you don't know nothing. You know nothing about anything, and you need to be open to learn and to learn from anyone, from everybody. And the good thing about this era is that you have all the information available to you. You have YouTube, you have Reddit, you have a lot of people that are willing to teach you if you ask nicely. There's a lot of information available there. There are a lot of people that share their knowledge. I mean, I don't know what we have done if it wasn't for the first videos that I saw from Josh Scott from JHS. I mean, the guy made me realize how exquisite is the how can I tell you, how exquisite can you be with the selection of your tone, and how impossible it is to replicate it on another person, because there are so many things. There's so many levels. I mean, it's the guitar, it's the room, it's the pedal board,
strings,
it's the
it's your
amplifier,
fingers,
it's the
it's
string,
the-
and your fingers,
Yeah.
and your state of mind.
Yes. Indeed. Well, that is good advice. Be stubborn in your pursuit, which means don't give up, and also don't, stay true to the reason that you're doing it, and to your vision of what you're trying to build.
And make it personal. That's it. Don't try to do it for others. Try to do it for yourself.
Right. And don't call it spicy pedals if you do
Yeah.
Sorry,
come up
take
with
him.
And my lawyer is going to call you.
Could be really spicy pedals.
Yes.
I've got a nerdy question for him.
Perfect.
I did this with somebody else. What's your either most used or favorite tool for building or designing pedals?
My favorite tool.
Yeah, like do you have a
That's-
special wire cutter you use, or your scope is your favorite thing, or
I think I got a new wire cutter from Amazon, $15, super cheap, and it's saving me a lot of time, because one of those that it peels and also pulls away the plastic. I don't even know the brand because it's one of the cheapest one, but it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, you're talking about like one of the spring-loaded ones where you set it to a particular length and it just rips it off. And
Yeah.
yep.
I think I got the same one, and you do it, and you're like, oh, hey,
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
so much easier.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the only part of building process that I find tedious, like cutting wires and trying to keep them at the same length and all that stuff. And this tool makes everything so easy.
I was doing it with my teeth before, so that was a big improvement.
There are I don't know if it's Stomp Effects. So somebody out there actually sells the wire pre-cut now. So if you ever because I agree, that is if you're doing one-offs, that's a horribly painstaking process to deal with.
Yeah. And people don't realize how many cables you have to use, because even if it's a one knob pedal, you have a lot of cables inside.
Absolutely. Cool.
Awesome. I think Billy had something quick for you here as we're rounding third and heading home.
So, are you going to do a fuzz? Are you
Oh,
going to do
yeah.
a fuzz? Or do you have
Yeah.
plans for a fuzz, like a fuzzy pepper? What would that be?
So it's gonna be the big and ancho muff.
The what again? The big.
Big and ancho. I think it's no. Hold on a second.
The
I have
ancho
it here.
pepper?
I have the design. Yeah,
Yeah.
ancho is a pepper.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a very classical pepper
Yeah.
from Mexico.
Yeah, ancho
And I
chili
don't-
is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta.
Yeah.
I use that in
Right.
soup all the time.
And it's
Texas chili is
it's
always
fat.
ancho
Yeah.
chilies. Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Well, you please make
Like
sure
it
that you
already.
keep us posted on new pedals that you're building. Okay.
Of course.
And for all of those out there who are interested in this, one thing I will also say, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, so I think it's worth bringing up, Rolf, is that you were talking about how you just want people to play them.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but aside from like, yeah, of course I built it. I want somebody to play it. The way that you were talking about it was you're. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So, like, if you can recall the conversation, these are very approachable and very affordable pedals.
Yes, they are. So one of the things that was clear to me when I started to sell them, because the reason I started to sell them is because I wanted to keep doing more. That was like my first motivation. I have a lot now. What do I do? Well, I can sell them so I can keep building them. But the second thing is, okay, so I want to have some sort of connection and integration with the local culture. And obviously, Texas, Tex-Mex, we have a lot in common. We have a lot of history together, and I really want. I mean, the Dallas Range Master wasn't even done in Dallas, not even in Texas, not even in the U.S. It was done in the UK.
Yeah.
And Cesar Diaz, which I admire a lot, the same. He did the Texas Ranger, but he was in California. So I wanted to contribute to the local community, to the local building culture. So this is like the best I can do right now to contribute.
I like it. Well, that brings me to the point of you need to get over to his website and get some of these pedals. They're very affordable, and you just heard who they're from. So now you have an automatic connection to the builder, which I think is really cool. Rolf, at this point in time, we are all going to jump in the back of the orange El Camino outside and head on down. We're gonna throw our empty cans at Jared's house. Because where are we going?
This is a special trip because once we pick up Jared, who's also going to be in the back, we're going to go on a little trip. And the hood.
Poor Jared. Even when he's not here.
Because at this point of the show, it's a little game we like to play called Would You Rather?
All right. Sleepy time version. Billy just got stanky face from that. Billy, you want to give it a shot?
Give it a shot, Billy.
Come on, do it.
Yeah, you can do better.
Step up.
Come on.
See, first time you've been back in ages. Do it.
Everyone's a critic.
Yeah, do it.
What?
You've been taking singing lessons. Give us a would you rather.
Would you rather?
Yeah. Did you get your singing lessons on Fiverr? What? That was great. That was big. It was big. You had the delivery that we were yearning for from this guy.
No.
Put the knife down, Billy. Okay. Tony, go ahead. Oh, little old lady Rob just did the old turn the phone on.
Well, I got it
else was
muted,
playing.
but when I push the YouTube button and it comes on, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I pulled a Billy.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So, this week's Would You Rather, we're driving the El Camino, and we're walking down the street in Clarksdale, Mississippi, near the intersection of Highway 49 and Highway 61. People in the know will know.
Okay.
You stumble into a mystical guitar shop called Pay the Piper Guitars.
Is that where Robert Johnson sold his soul?
It might have been.
Okay.
You must be in the
Crossroads.
know. At the crossroads. All of a sudden, Slash appears at the door. After 30 years of working with Marshall, Slash has announced a new signature amp in the works with Magnatone. Because of this, he decides to part ways with his legendary number 39 Appetite for Destruction amp, a modified 100-watt Marshall Super
Oh,
Lead.
my gosh.
The location of this little side note, the location of the amp is unknown, but for the sake of Would You Rather, Slash still owns it.
Yeah. That'll end up in the Smithsonian for sure. For
maybe,
sure.
maybe. An amp isn't very useful without a guitar, so Slash also decides to throw in the Appetite for Destruction Les Paul. It's a 1959 Les Paul replica built by luthier Chris Derrig. And Slash, he's also thrown in a well-used top hat.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Surprisingly, another Magnatone user, Billy Gibbons, happens to be in the store, and he hears Slash talking about getting rid of that rig, and he's inspired.
Not to be outdone, I imagine.
Not to be outdone, so he sees this Slash doing this, and he decides to offer his rig up. This time, the amp is his limited edition 45-watt Magnatone Super 59 M80 in silver crocodile finish.
Ooh.
The guitar, of course, it's the famous Pearly Gates 1959 Gibson Les Paul Standard. You know, the real one.
Yeah.
And not to be outdone, Billy removes his African Nudu beanie and throws it in with the package.
Wow. Yes, under which is another African nudie beanie.
Exactly. In case the first one breaks.
Yes. Wow. Little Hellcat buzzed right
Rolf
by
street
Rolf
racing
right there.
over there.
Yeah.
I think he's at the crossroads.
Yeah.
Being at the right place at the right time, you get to purchase only one of the rigs for whatever gold you have in your pocket, and possibly your soul. And Pay the Piper gets the other rig.
Okay.
Would you rather have the Slash Appetite Marshall, Les Paul, and Top Hat, or Billy's limited Magnatone amp, original Pearly Gates, Les Paul, and the Nudu beanie?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I forgot to mention this is from our good friend and executive producer, Trevor Ellenberg.
Thank you, Trevor. That's a great one. All right, Tony, we're going to start with you. We'll go around the horn and then check in with Rolf.
Well, while both packages would be very cool, I mean, I've got to go with the Billy Gibbons.
Both of those should be in the Smithsonian.
They should
let's-
be.
For real.
They should be, but
Although everybody throw rocks at me because, instruments and stuff is supposed to be played. But, those are special things.
rocksfortodd.com.
Rocksfortodd.com.
I've got to go with the Billy package because of the beanie.
Right, yeah, because of the beanie.
No, because come on, the 59 Pearly Gates.
I guess so.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and by the way, these you can't resell any of this.
No.
That is a stipulation.
exactly what I
That's a
was thinking.
stipulation in the
I was
contract.
looking up current values
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
The only reason they're selling it is for actual use, personal use. So you will now be the second and last owner until you go away from Earth.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's how it was phrased. So
Yes.
let that color your sound.
So that is my choice.
All right, Billy.
I'm going to go with the Top Hat just because you can pull anything out of a top hat.
I like that answer.
I
can have it all.
That is very Billy of you. Yes. So you go with Slash's rig. Over
No, I'd
Billy,
go with
Billy
Billy's.
Gibbons.
Yeah,
rig.
I'd go with Billy Gibbons.
You go with Billy Gibbons rig. Okay.
But definitely Slash's hat.
Okay.
I would,
It's one.
would
It's
trade
one or
you.
the
Maybe
other.
you guys.
I
Maybe you
would
can
trade
trade.
you.
You
You're
guys.
the devil. I'll trade you.
Yes.
I'll trade you hats.
Rob, how about yourself?
me.
Billy Gibbons, since I can't sell them.
Interesting.
If I could sell them, I would have went with Slash's rig.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. You get
Why?
way more for the Billy one.
Well, for the guitar-
59 Pearly Gates.
Well, right, you'd think for the guitar, but just I don't think because of what it is Slash, but who it belonged to.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And the fact that you also have the amp. I think his guitar and that amp would outweigh because Billy's rig, the amp would be just face value because you can go buy one tomorrow.
But
yeah.
this wasn't that his
It's his limited
custom one?
edition one.
Limited.
Yeah, it's
But-
his limit, but I mean, you got enough chance in
Yeah,
your
okay.
pocket you can
All
go
right.
get Magnatone to make you one.
Okay.
You know? But since I can't
good
sell
point.
it, it's the Billies.
All right.
All right.
3 Billies in the lead to no Slashes.
Is it Rolf?
Rolf, what are you doing?
Well, so Guns N' Roses was like huge part of my teenage life, and it has a lot of meaning to me. That being said, sound-wise, I think Billy, and also he's from Texas, so I'll go with Billy as well.
You're kind of obliged to do that, aren't you? A little bit with the whole Texas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. You don't want people at your door throwing rocks at you.
Exactly.
I get it.
No fun, is it, Todd?
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. California?
I'm taking Slash. I'm taking Slash because look,
It's an LA band.
I appreciate Billy and his contribution. I like the idea that it is a totally rare guitar. Sound wise, I am not even remotely in the same part of the nation as far as like what I'm interested in there. And because it is the pair that created like one of the greatest albums of all time, the guitar and the amp together,
And the top hat.
and top hat,
The top hat.
single owner. Yeah, I got to do that. Absolutely. And I'd love to play that. That'd be amazing.
I've dressed up as Slash like multiple times for Halloween.
Yeah. I believe that. You'd make a decent Slash, kind of. I guess so.
The top hats get you places.
Yeah, top hat gets you places. So, Trevor, that was a really fun one. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you have a Would You Rather that you were inspired by, like this one, we would love to get that from you. Send it in, and we'll use it, and we'll say your name and blow you kisses. Right,
Yes.
Billy? Blow him some kisses.
Nice.
All right.
On cue.
We need to thank a few people.
That's right, Todd.
and then
because-
we're going to say adios to our good friend Rolf.
That is correct. So at this point of the show, Todd, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our
Sponsors.
executive producers.
Those two.
Didn't you practice this?
You caught me off guard.
I know. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Our executive producers make this show possible. How do you become one? Head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor. Become a patron. Become a benefactor. Become a hero of the podcast. Each level comes with some very, very, very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win some really nice things. We've already,
Indeed.
this month, given away 2 great pedals. We got another one coming up. Holy moly.
Yeah, and more stuff.
And
There's
more stuff. But
Yeah.
as an executive producer, there's one thing more. Jared, what would that be?
you get to have her name right on the thing.
That sounded like constipated, Jared.
That's from the pizza.
Pizza. Oh, yeah. And, you
That's
know,
street corn, Jared.
by the way, he did finish off the even though
I bet it didn't even make it to the car.
he kicked the jalapenos off, but
Yeah.
he did.
Flicked him angrily. I know him.
Stupid jalapenos.
Get off my pizza.
So special thanks to these executive producers. Vader and Pedals, John Helverson, Rick Calhoun, Trevor Gunberg, Elad Mizrahi, Mike D, Richard Kendall, James White, Motander Guitars, Anthony Gemalero, Bill Gola Guitars, John Esterle, Anthony Lathrop, Stefan Lamb, Michael Senchuk, Ken Sayers, Doug Christ, Darren Gregory, Tom Barazin, Rusty Sneeden, Ralph Gottschalk, Don Kloss, Gregory Randall, Brett Hogarth, Eric Hemmer, Stuart George, Michael Furman, James Bell, James Romer, Cameron Pappas, David Tyndall, Trevor Ellenberg, who gave us a really nice.
Oh,
And last, but certainly not least, Christopher Logan.
right on. Love it.
Oh, Todd.
Yes.
You know, there's
Tony.
another group of executive producers.
Do tell.
There are Grand Poobahs. Now, they are the special ones, you know.
Yes.
And they get to wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to the podcast.
And at the same time. Whoa, Lewis Hamilton is just killing it tonight.
And the world speed record.
Okay.
So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Tommy Manasco, Ricardo Igareda, David Kaminga, Brandon Wound Pickups, Hex Matos, Michio Murakishi, Bob Crouch, Jack Cadian, Sam Jett, Tyler Rhines, LSJ Music Company, John Williams, James Pennington, Steve Keys, Cody Foster, Science of Sound, Brian Robinson, Jonathan Jerusik, Corey Nigro, Michael Van Zant, Tim Nowak, Jonathan Daly, Martin Cliff, Sean S., David Poe, Billy Spitfire, Unlimited.
Billy.
Woo-hoo. Billy, don't be a hero. Well, I guess you are a hero if you're
Yes,
a Grand Poobah.
technically, yes.
Yeah, technically. We'll put that on your resume.
Hero with a fez.
Congregation gear demos. Paul Von Eppinger, Scott Sullivan, Great Lakes Guitar Pickups, Matt Hart, Enrico Fernando, and Moon Guitars.
Right on, right on, right on. Thank you all so very much. You truly keep the ship going. And you know what? I just thought of another giveaway that I want to do.
What?
Well, I'll be sharing it out. I'll be sharing it. Actually, well, I'll just say it.
Say it.
And then we'll do a post on it.
Say it.
So one of my favorite things, we're coming up to the holidays. One of my favorite things that I listen to at the holidays,
Jingle bells?
Joel Patterson. The great
yes.
Joel Patterson, fantastic guitar player. And Billy's like, wait, Joe, do I know Joel Patterson? You should.
I've seen him.
You've seen him. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Chicago.
I saw him here.
You did?
Yeah.
Where was he here?
He
Should we
played at
talk
the
like this more?
Played at the Athenaeum with
With another guy. So anyways, he's been here. That's great. But what most importantly, he has one of my favorite Christmas albums. It's all instrumental guitar and is fantastic. And it's sort of what would you call it? 50s, like kind of Chet Atkins-y, a
Jazzy,
little
yeah.
bit of lounge,
Right.
Kinda
jazzy.
jazzy.
It is fantastic. You know what? The only thing better than that album is the new one.
Oh,
He's got a new one, and it's got way more tracks on it, and it comes, I believe, in transparent red. And I'm going to give one of those away, doggone it, because I just got mine today, and I was happy.
Are you a Santa Claus?
I feel like one. So be looking for that, too, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy cow. Those are some
One
great
more
things.
reason to become a supporter of our show.
Yes,
Get the
because
chance for those things.
we give until it hurts.
Yes. Well, it doesn't never hurt. Anyway, we need, so,
Talking
hey.
about the more the merrier.
Yes.
Wow, that's
It's called
cool,
The More
man.
the Merrier. Thank you, Billy.
That's
That's
so
a great
cool.
setup. So I'll do a post on that, and we'll get that rolling as well.
Nice.
Now, Rolf, where can people go to buy your pedals?
They can go to my website at spicypedals.com, and they can find me pretty much in every single social media as Spicy Pedals.
Excellent. Spicypedals.com. Go get your special Rolf built pedal. Tony, where can people find you?
Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the things I have available. But I like to make custom things.
You do.
And I will make your guitar even more yours.
Yes.
Pickguardian.com.
There you go. Billy?
Billy Spitfire Unlimited.
All right. Do with that what you will. Also, go listen to Mathematics.
Mathematics.
Great band that Billy's in.
Yeah, you got it.
And let's see here, Rob.
Mad Cowification on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not going to say it this time.
Thank you. Yes, if you want to be entertained by, believe it or not, you can be entertained by looking at the guts of amps, because Rob always has something spicy to say about the things he's working on.
Snarky.
Yeah, well, we're going with the theme here, Tony.
Oh,
I don't know if
spicy.
you've been listening to the show.
Who's the guest?
Rolf, yes. So,
What's his company?
You can send me a DM at Instagram at Guitar Knobs. And we would love to hear what your thoughts are, what you're doing, what you think of the show. Send us your Would You Rathers.
Yes.
Reach out and talk to us.
Reach out and
love
touch
talking to you.
somebody's hand.
And go listen to the Valentinos
Yep.
on Spotify and wherever you can download music, and you can go over to Bandcamp and actually buy it if you want.
Okay.
For very little. And then also, if you happen to have an HX Stomp, protect your knobs, man.
Absolutely.
Go over to Flint Effects and get a stomper for your stomp. And I think that's about it. I've said all the things. Rolf, thank you so much for being on our show. We really enjoyed talking with you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm really lucky that you guys found me, and I'm very happy and
Awesome.
very honored.
Awesome. Well, we'll be in touch, and we'll let everybody know when you got something new coming out, okay?
All right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic Guitar Week and subscribe!
What is that? Is that you, Rolf?
That's probably me, yeah.
What are you doing there? Are you building an accordion or something? Or
No, I just type on my keyboard.
Now, I've always had beef.
Tanya Bolonsky, a.k.a. Tony Baloney, also known as Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey, what's going on?
And he's the biggest number 2 you've ever seen.
All right. After the Spaniards conquered Mexico, they brought a lot of animals, and goats were a plague actually, and the farmers they didn't know what to do with them, so they started to eat them. But the smell was really, really strong, so they created these underground containers where they will cook all the meat underground. They will bury it and then leave it over the night, and then the next day they pick it up and the meat was done. It was ready. So that's the barbacoa.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
Interesting. Yes, they said this tastes good, but it smells bad. Anyways, so
Yeah,
bad.
it's very strong. Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, we were trying as much hamburgers as we could because, we were doing a comparison between Texan meat and Californian meat.
Yeah.
And actually, we found a difference. It was weird to be able to notice that.
This is weird cows.
We put growth hormones in all of our beef.
Yeah, they're all raised on tofu. Yes. Hey, Rolf, you don't have to go on mute every single time. If you just want to leave it on, that's fine, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be easier because I think we're getting a little bit of a lag every time you're doing that. So just go ahead and leave it on. You're fine. Unless you're watching TV in the background or something.
He's eating potato chips while we talk.
Oh, yes. Don't crinkle it back.
I've got a
whenever
bowl
you do.
of Captain Crunch. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do things like this.
Leave me alone. I'm starving. Yeah. All right. Let me clap us back in here. Audio signal. So we edit all of this down so we sound amazing. Mostly so Tony doesn't ruin it. And anyways, so fast.
On this week's Burger Podcast,
Man, I tell you.
Burgers of the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just out of curiosity, what did you have for breakfast today?
For breakfast, tacos. It's Taco Tuesday. So
Nice.
tacos.
Now, what is your go-to taco of choice?
Pastor.
What is your side of choice?
My side of choice, more tacos, I suppose.
Well played. Well played. Listen to this guy. Rolf, you see what I'm dealing with here? And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.